Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith. I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about the Korg Volca and if Korg made more second versions of the older Volca line, which specifically would you like them to upgrade? Before we jump into this topic, I need to thank the viewers and patrons of this channel. Without your views and support, I wouldn't have motivation to pump out content pretty much every single day, push my dreams forward, and I can't thank you enough for that motivation. Jumping back into the Korg Volca, the update was announced yesterday, and in general, it seems like the synthesizer community thinks it was a really good upgrade. Obviously, not everyone feels that way, there's variant opinions, but overall, it seems highly accepted and people really think that everything was needed on the machine. This is the first Korg Volca that Korg has actually upgraded, and it is one of the very few digital Volcas of the entire line. So the really big question is, did they improve the digital version? Or two, will they actually go back and make MK2 or second versions of other various Korg Volcas within that line? If they start going back and adding more to some of these Korg Volcas and making them better, they have a lot of options across various fields that they can really start to improve. I think one of the most obvious ones that needs to be done, I think right out the gate, is Beats. I mean, Beats needs a rework on that snare. I mean, Beats was a really good machine. I mean, it had a lot of great sound to it. And the stutter type effect, and the fact that you could switch between patterns on the fly and still stay within the same step, really allowed some fun creativity. But as most people agree, the snare was just really hard to work with. I'd really love to see a rework of the Beats and fixing that and maybe adding some other aspects, and just kind of like they did with this machine. To me, that feels like the most obvious call-out machine that would just really benefit. But as a personal preference, as one that I'd personally like, I'd love a Volca Keys version 2. I really don't care what they do to it. I trust in Korg and I believe in what they do would be smart decisions. Personally love to see a second version of that Korg Volca Keys. There were some really magical tones that you could really get out of that little device. So that would definitely be my personal choice. But when it comes down to you, which one would you want? Which Korg Volca would you really love to see a second version made? Whether or not they make second versions, MK2 versions of the older Volca, I really do hope Korg continues to push the Volca line in general. I love the concept. I love the idea. I definitely plan on picking up a few myself. I did phase out of the Volca a little bit. I traded them for some vintage gear, but I definitely want to get my hands back on some of those pieces. They're just so fun to play with and intuitive. Yes, in a sense they can be limited, but limitation can be good sometimes. But I'd love to hear your opinion on what you'd want to hear on a second Korg Volca. And as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other. In peace.